Dre all day.
Dre Baldwin, Dre all day, balloverseas.com. What we are talking about right now is I'm going to go over some harsh ass realities of the basketball world. And this could be any level of basketball. Middle school, street ball, high school, college, pro, overseas, NBA, G League, Mars, wherever you're going to play basketball. I'm going to go over some harsh realities of the game for this series of videos. It's probably going to be, I got a bunch of them written out, so we'll see how much I want to talk about each one. First one, let's get right into it. First one, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You probably heard that. The quote's been attributed to 20 different people, and this is something that your coaches may tell you, maybe your friends tell you, maybe you read it somewhere, maybe you wholeheartedly believe it and you tell it to other people. Maybe you read it, maybe you heard somebody on YouTube say it. I'm gonna tell you that it's not true. Yes, you heard me correctly. It is not true, specifically in this context of being a professional athlete. Hard work does not beat talent. And let me be clear exactly what I mean here. Now, if we get a player who is super talented, let's say they're way more talented than you, and you're just outworking that individual, you're hustling harder than them, you show up to practice earlier, you stay later, you're doing everything the coach wants you to do, while that player is basically not doing that. You might end up getting more playing time than them, maybe on your college team, maybe on your high school team. Maybe you feel at certain points that you're advancing further than them because you're just working harder than that individual. What I'm here to tell you is that when it comes to professional basketball, the first thing that teams are looking for when they're looking at a player is they're looking for talent. That's the first thing they're looking for. So you, with all your hard work, if you don't have the level of talent, the requisite level of talent, or that baseline level of talent that a team at the pro level is looking for, they're not going to pay attention to you in the first place to even know about your hard work. They won't care about your hard work because they're going to gauge that your lack of talent will not be enough for you to cut it at the professional level. You're not going to be able to compete with these players who have the talent and then combined with the hard work are going to be able to outplay you. Now, that player who didn't really work hard but they had a whole lot of talent, maybe they can eventually blossom into a hard worker. Maybe they can learn something. Maybe somebody can teach some discipline into that individual. Who knows what's going to happen with them? We can't worry about what other people are going to do. What I'm telling you as the player is that if you don't figure out what your talent is, or figure out if you have any talent and learn to maximize that talent and put that talent, showcase that talent, put that talent on Front Street so that when people look at you, they know that you have whatever those talents happen to be, you will be passed over in the professional basketball world. All right? You are not going to be able to outwork a lack of talent. Everybody understand what I just said? Now, if we're talking about people who are already at the professional level, let's say you got two players playing for the Washington Wizards in the NBA, and one of them works harder than the other guy, could that person move above? Could they beat that other person with talent? Yes, that's because they both had talent. If they're both on the Washington Wizards, they already got talent. If they're both playing overseas, they already have talent. Or if they're already established at that level, the talent is already exists. What I'm talking about is when you're not at the pro level yet, but you're trying to get there, and you think that if I just work harder than the people who have more talent than me, then I can surpass them and maybe have a better career than them or get a job that they're not going to get. I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen. So you can go talk to other players who play overseas. Talk to other players who play in the NBA or wherever they play professionally. If they're under contract and they're playing on a 5-on-5 basketball team where there's practice all the time, they got a coach, they're running plays, and they're getting us paid a salary to play basketball, all of those guys have talent. Now, usually, here's what happens often when I say something like this. I get pushback, especially from people who are established as very good. This could be an NBA player. It could be somebody who plays overseas watching this video right now, who hears me or listens to this audio, wherever you're listening to this, who hears this and says, well, look, I worked really hard and I was better than this player and I surpassed, not better, but these players were better than me and I surpassed them because I was working harder than them. And yeah, I'm a pro and yeah, I have talent, but my hard work helped me do this thing, that thing, and the third thing. I get this pushback often from people who are professional athletes. The reason why you get that pushback from pro athletes, and athletes understand, you talking to a pro athlete here, is because when you point out that somebody who becomes a professional athlete has talent, many of them take offense because it feels like I'm taking away from the work that they put in. I'm taking away from the effort that was required to go with your talent in order to create your success. So any pro athlete who's listening to this, I'm not saying that you made it just because of talent alone, or you just had some God-given gift and that's the only reason you made it. You were born with a silver spoon of talent in your mouth and you didn't have to do any hard work in order to make it. That's not what I'm saying. Yes, of course you had talent to make it to the pros. I think you would have to agree with that. Yes, you combined it with effort. You combined it with discipline and mental toughness and grit and grind and whatever other phrases you want to use, and you created this mix that became a professional athlete. But what I am saying is, if someone does not have your talent and they work just as hard as you did, they ain't getting to where you got to. That's just the bottom line of how it works in life. And you can look around, pro athlete, look around in the locker room next time you go to practice. Everybody in there has talent, all right? And there's a bunch of hard-working people. You probably know people who are back at home without a job, at least not a job in pro basketball, who work just as hard, if not harder, than some of your teammates, maybe even harder than you. And they ain't never going to play where you play. They'll never have the job that you have. They'll never get the contract that you have simply because they don't have the talent. And this is the game in basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Size is a talent. Athleticism is a talent. Length is a talent. I mean, you play basketball. If you're watching this video, you know something about basketball. You know the skills and the natural abilities that some people just have. Some people are just naturally good with dribbling. Some people can just jump high. Some people are tall. Some people got long arms. Some people can run fast and they don't get tired no matter how much you make them run. People just have talents that everybody else does not have. Your job, since we all have talents, is to figure out what your talent is, or what your talents, plural, are. Your job is to figure out what those are. And let's be clear. They might not be on the basketball court, and you got to be okay with that if it's not on the court. But you got to decide and figure out, not decide, but discern where your talents are, and then decide what you're going to do once you have that information. We're going to talk about that in some future material. So if you have not yet gotten your free copy of this book, The Overseas Basketball Blueprint, I suggest you go to balloverseas.com. Tell us where to ship this book. We do ship this book worldwide. This is everything you need to get started playing professional basketball. All right, and we also have a 4-book Overseas Blueprint bundle where we got a book. We talk about agents, exposure camps, and the business side of professional basketball. 4 different books. We make you an offer for all 4, but you can just get this one if you want. The book is already paid for. The book's free. All you do is cover the shipping. We ship this to you worldwide, anywhere you live. That's at balloverseas.com. Link is down there in the description. Work on your game. Dre all day.